The idea that a legislature with unfettered power is somehow a good thing is just ridiculous. These people do not understand the basics of our system. It's like they never took a civics class, even in high school. They don't understand that the Supreme Court has a function. In our system of government, the Supreme Court protects the rights of the minority from the oppression of the majority. But they do that through the Constitution. And so when the legislature passes laws that are unconstitutional, it is the duty of the Supreme Court to say so and to render those laws unconstitutional and ineffective. That's their role in government. That is the way it's supposed to function. These petulant people, cretins, do not even understand this. They think that just because they had a law that they passed ruled unconstitutional, that somehow we have activist judges. No, well, okay, had activists doing their job. These people are so out of touch with reality and so out of touch with how our system works that they don't even understand that what they're talking about when they say those words right there is absolute lunacy.
Well, I would argue it's transference. They're basically showing their cards because they're basically saying, we don't like the decisions the courts are making, which, by the way, are part of checks and balances. We don't like that, so we want to take it over, which is exactly why James Madison said we need checks and balances, because you cannot assume that everybody comes to the table with some kind of, beneficent intention. In fact, we all come with our own self-interest. So the legislature is there with the power of the purse. And they make the substantive law, but the courts are there to say, okay, you make the substantive law, which is not procedural. You make the substantive law, and we'll tell you if it's constitutional. In fact, that was what was so interesting when Senator Irwin said exactly what you're saying, which was our court ran amok. And she says, in the interpretation, and I'm going, she said, and there was one woman, you shouldn't be changing the law. I explained to her, we were not changing the law. We were saying the Arkansas Constitution already says you can't limit damages. So you understand that this is basic civics of the three-department system that our state has, like the federal system has. I just assume that the legislature is going to be mad when we hold something unconstitutional. Why not? They passed it. But that's the point, protecting the constitutional rights of all people, especially minorities.
You don't do a hostile takeover of another branch of government just because you don't like the fact they didn't rubber stamp what you did. That's just, you hear of that in totalitarian countries, not here.
Jonathan, what do you think about their statement saying that issue 1 would put the judicial system back in our hands as citizens?
I think they're saying that so therefore everyone, the majority, well, I think they're saying it because mostly in these days and times, we understand that the power is out of the people's hands. So for them to use that tactic, it causes you to focus only on the attraction of it, the way that it will attract you. Instead of looking, a cake might look good, but it might not be for you depending on the ingredients that's in it. And I think that is the case. It's advertisement. It's perfect. But when you have, it's perfect in trying to sway people that's automatic, using an automatic cognition. Yes. So, but anytime you put power into unjust prejudice, it's all bad. And that's what it is. It's terrible.
Do Do you have our questions? I'll go ahead and ask them. That
Not so much questions, most of what we've gotten is comments.
Okay.
Some people, one person said that the average jury awarding is somewhere around $3,700. In a comment, I don't know if there's a way to verify it.
I'll answer that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll answer that. The Arkansas Administrative Office of the Courts hired the National Center on State Courts to do an analysis of statistics. Now we're in the big data time. And we actually now, because of Amendment 80, have the ability to get all the statistics from all the courts. But this is the state of Arkansas only. And that initiative report is available. And it shows, and I can confirm, that we don't have $1 million verdicts as a rule. And in fact, most of the cases filed in Arkansas are breach of contract, debt collection. I mean, it's nothing like, in fact, I'm going to let somebody else talk and I'll find it.
Okay. Do you have another one? Or